Father, we give you thanks for this chance to gather together. We thank you for the chance to talk about part of life and death. And we ask that you would bless our conversations, bless our speakers this evening, and we ask that you bless this food and all the hands that took part in preparing it and serving it. We ask these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so let's let Bob and Steve go first, and then the rest of us go, and we all set.
So don't be bashful, just come right up and.
Yeah, keep an eye on Bob, Stevie. He'll eat it all.
With or without with or without pepper. Same difference.
And I would like it one piece of glass. If possible, if not,
At least
one glass. If not, that's okay. And then the cookie with the red and one portion of the bean.
Oh, there's another one too.
Yeah,
They look more like a chocolate chunk.
thank you, my dearest. I appreciate you.
Swim meet. I went to that swim meet.
Oh, yeah. How'd he do?
He's good. I mean, he's what, 9 years old and he came in first 2 or 3 times. Yeah. And I think he came in second the other two. Okay. It's like, okay. But he didn't have any orange swim trunks. Not all of the kids did, but they tried to make it uniform. And I went, okay, they're ordered. That's okay.
I didn't know you were
I had told them that I had ordered them. They were like $12. And I said they should be here on the 22nd. The 22nd. And then they said they should be there. Now they're telling me they'll be here so the 23rd and the 25th.
Yes. Don't think the girl inside you.
It's okay. I was leaving the house, I had my hands full, and Kathy comes out.
Yeah, so I don't know if you could get it, not that I could send you
To a suite or whatever. And she says, can you get me the
I don't know.
I said, they're not here yet. I thought they were supposed to be here today. They haven't shown up in the mailbox. So I said, let me double check. So I ran around first, came back, texted her and said, not here. They said they'll be here between the 23rd and the 25th. Well, today's the 23rd.
Gift horse in the mouth, why don't you?
Last week.
What a blessing.
Look at that young man. Hey. How you doing?
Good, how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm gaining.
Good, well, that's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's slippery slope, you know?
He's got a hard boss to take care of him. Make him listen.
This is what
Okay, well, try to. I heard that.
Hey, saw you 2 times in a week. I
I'm not complaining, I just giggled.
How old is she now?
Oh my God. It's just a bar.
Yeah.
It's a bar.
Yeah, I'm all right. That was funny. What's that? Yeah. Maybe next year.
You turn around and say 15.
I'll be in a wheelchair by then.
No, yeah.
I did the math at graduation. I should be 62, 63. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I ate dinner already.
Then they show the expected and unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my dessert.
It was from 6, right?
I thought it was 6:30.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm sorry. Here I am.
Here you are. That's all right. And there's lots of pizza.
How are you? Not bad. How are you back there?
Here, why don't we sit that up here for you? So you'll be up here first.
It's no heavy. And she comes out. She's gonna. And then she waits. And so he hasn't official.
Hi, man, how are you?
So he turns off.
You're welcome.
Saying that he has his plow on.
I'm good, actually. I may eat after.
So that he can hear her. And she says something. And he's just looking at her. And she's like, come with me. Telling him where you expect her to plow.
He probably did. Yeah, well, this morning, said they,
Oh, a little bit in front of their house. And you're talking about something. And I said, yeah. She doesn't even live there. Right, she's just calling daughter. She's a pain.
oh, here we go. There you go.
Does anybody want to go get some more pizza or cookies? All right. If not, then we want to go ahead and get started this evening. We have 2 of our community funeral directors here. 3 actually, right? We have Ben Olney from Olney-Foust, and we have Steve Tarbox and Bob Hartle from Hartle-Tarbox. Some of you may not have had the opportunity to meet Ben. We're going to let Ben go first, since this may be the first time you've had an opportunity to meet him. And we've told him he has 35 minutes. And after that, we will start to, kind of go out a little bit, like on Sunday sermon.
It doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work for me. Right.
Mary,
Right.
Thank you, Mary. I was trying to figure out what to say.
Yeah.
It works for us, but we have them first.
We don't mind.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation to be here, and I look forward to visiting with you afterwards. Jim was one of the first ministers that I encountered when I came to town. We commiserated on some circumstances together. He has been kind to me, and I consider him a friend. And I'll say, just for the record, as far as preachers go, he's pretty normal.
Define normal, please.
Well, he's a preacher. I've known Bob for what, 35 years at least?
Probably.
When I first started out in business working for Chuck Wetmore in Ulysses. Bob has helped me over the years. He's done some embalmings for me over the years. He's done other things to help me. Bob's a first-rate embalmer, first-rate funeral director, and an all-around good guy. If Bob's your guy, you definitely can't go wrong. I've known Steve. When he came back from, I didn't really meet Steve, but I became acquainted with Steve when he was finishing mortuary school, and we've been friendly over the years. He's helped me out on a few occasions. His dad used to cut my hair. Steve's one of the good guys, too. I grew up in I'll just give you the Reader's Digest version. I grew up in Potter Brook between Ulysses and Westfield. Went to college in Mansfield, had no idea what I wanted to do in life. And while I was in college, I started working for Chuck Wetmore at the funeral home in Ulysses. And as weird as it sounds, I fell in love with the funeral business. And about halfway through my degree program, I up and left Mansfield and went to mortuary school in Syracuse. I came back from mortuary school. My boss at the funeral home said, "You want to be here and I don't, why don't you buy the funeral home and I'll leave?" I had just turned 22. I had the luxury of knowing everything at that point in my life. As time has gone on, not so much. But I will say this. The people that I have served, and I can look back in hindsight, it must have been painful to experience and painful to watch at times, but the people that I have served were kind enough to let me grow into the job, and I'm appreciative of that. I am married to Sheila Irway, who grew up on a potato farm in Gold. She is the potato queen of Potter County. We have 2 children. We have a son who has an accounting degree. He works in our office. He's our business manager. We have a daughter. She's an artist. I have a business partner. I'm 58 and he's 28. He fills the role that I used to have of knowing everything. But he really is a fine young man. He's Olney-Foust. He grew up over Rose Lake near Andrews Settlement. All of the Fausts, you're related to his wife.
Yeah.
He's married to a Pekarski from Coudersport. All of the Fausts in Coudersport are his relatives. Wasn't me. So we bought the Schweitzer Funeral Home, my business partner and I, a year and a half ago. We're pleased to be part of the Port Allegany community. We have a funeral home in Ulysses where we have a crematory. We have a funeral home in Wellsville, New York. We have a funeral home in Belmont, New York. We have a monument business. My business partner is primary on a lot of those things. He's the young guy with the new ideas, and I guess I'm just the pretty face. So as far as a seminar like this, really, I don't want to steal anybody's thunder, but pre-need funding is the big issue in funeral service. If you have any kind of assets and you're facing some type of health care down the road, either in your own home or a facility, eventually they're going to attach those assets. You can place money into a burial fund where the funds are protected. Nobody can place a claim against those funds. They cannot count them as an asset against you. They are protected. The other benefit to that is you prepay at today's prices. Your contract is guaranteed. The fund accumulates a little bit of interest every year to offset the increase in cost, So you have the benefit of protecting the funds, and you have the benefit of guaranteeing a funeral contract. I brought with me some information packets if you'd like to take one home. There's some information about burial packages, about cremation packages, pricing. There's information about our crematory, our monument business. There's a little bit of everything in these packets. If you'd like to take one home, I have several here. I've said about all I can say, Jim, unless there's questions.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Ben?
Yes.
So if we go through, a funeral home and we do the burial fund with a funeral home, or is that something that gets set up with the bank?
There are a lot of banks that do burial funds. We've found it easier to work with a trust company. If you set up a CD at a bank, you're going to get a 1099 every year. Even though you don't have access to the interest and you can't use the interest, the government looks at that as taxable income. So you get a 1099. A lot of people don't like getting a 1099 because that complicates their tax preparation. We work with a trust company where the trust pays the tax on the interest, so there's no. And if you go to the bank, you got to sign about 15 times, and with a trust company, I just need one signature.
Okay.
So,
And then if we prepay, so we prepay with you, and then we
or
pass.
whoever.
Whoever, and we pass away, then, the kids, do they have to pay extra because, we picked out a $200 casket, now that casket's $700. How does that work?
If it's paid in full in a guaranteed contract, we honor that as paid in full. There's no $200 casket sold.
Can I make my own?
We've had that done before as well. Yes.
What does that cover? Excuse me. What does that cover? Does that cover just services through the funeral home, or does that to open the grave and to do all those types of expenses, or is that in addition?
Typically, we would include. That's what you're referring to are called cash advances. It's money that we collect and pay to third parties for you, like
right.
The grave digger, the musician, the minister. We typically include those in a pre-need agreement just so that everything's covered and there's no surprises when the time comes. I call it an A to Z deal.
I'm going to ask what you probably really don't want to have to answer, but let's say that somebody purchases, that prepays, 20 years later when they die, and you're not in business anymore. How does the trust handle that?
The successor funeral home would be responsible for honoring that contract. That's why I have a business partner that's 28.
Just out of curiosity,
yes.
How much is a funeral nowadays? Just an average ballpark, not getting them cremated, just
casket, vault, cemetery costs, all the others, anywhere from probably $9,000 on up.
And then if you're being cremated, is it less
Anywhere
or more?
from about $3,000 on up.
Okay. That doesn't include the cemetery lawn, though.
Correct.
You purchase that on your own.
Correct.
Okay.
Or if you want to come to Potter Brook, I've got about 16 graves down there.
Yeah. Good pricing.
It's a nice spot on top of the hill.
What's a typical plot cost?
I don't.
Anywhere from 150 to 1,000.
Yes. Bob's got the answer.
Every cemetery's got their own regulation.
Usually 300, 400, 500 has been my experience per grave.
Yeah, per grave, yeah. It's per lot. A lot of them are selling per lot.
So a lot is just one person.
Right.
One person.
Per grave. A lot is usually 2 graves.
Oh, two? actually up at Hillside Cemetery in Rowlett.
Mm-hmm.
My dad gave us a set of lots that belonged to one of his expired great-grandparents, and it's a set of 5.
Every cemetery is different.
Yeah.
Rose Hill used to sell them in groups of 5. Yeah, now they sell them in 2s and 1s and 3s and whatever people want to buy.
My business partner was planning on being here tonight. He has a wife and 1-year-old baby at home and another baby on the way, so their house is, sometimes he just needs to go home after work. He is not here tonight, so. He is
Well, he's not, I mean, he's not a
He's-
boy, but he's a boy.
He's a fine young man, he really is. What's the old saying? I've molded him into an image of myself and now I'm not sure I like him. Thank you for this opportunity. I'll be hanging around here. I'll leave these out if anybody would like some. So Diane Dinda is our office manager here. She's the one that put these all together.
Nice.
And Rick Bosworth helps us out too. So.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're not gonna talk about
Bob, rock, paper, scissors.
Most of you probably know me. I mean, grew up in, so you guys have seen me a lot. So, but Bob and I have been together since 2003 when I left Bradford. I was a director over there at Hollenbeck Cahill's for 5-6 years. Couldn't go any farther. So Bob and I got together and we bought the Gary K. Drum Funeral Home together and then partnered up for both places. So we're available at either place. Other than that, he's the boss over here. I'm the boss. So, we play that game. So.
I ain't the boss anywhere.
So, Ben did a good job
There's a
too.
5-year-old girl in Smithport that's
The boss. Yeah, 4, almost 5. Yeah,
Almost 5.
But Ben did a good job with stuff and made it easy. So the biggest thing, and a lot of people say why prearrange. Nobody ever wants to talk about death. It's one of those things where you can talk about it, and people like put it on the back burner. It's taboo. Nobody likes it. So, but it's all part of life. So, but when it comes to prearrangements, we were always taught that if someone's willing to talk about it, take them seriously, and then they can fulfill that, and it makes it easier. It's one of those things where it's not just for you; it's for the living left behind to be able to realize and understand what your wishes are and what you want done. Like I said, without people talking about it a lot, that makes a big difference. So we have people all the time that would come in and say, "We wish we would have prearranged. We didn't know what Mom wanted, so we're going to punt and do this." And it's okay, it works, you know. And then financing, like Ben had said. Funeral trust, he probably does those. We aren't sophisticated enough. We don't do the funeral trust. So it's more paperwork. We're just a 2-man outfit. So we do transfer of ownership and beneficiary of insurance policies, and we still use the banks for burial trusts and stuff. It works pretty good too as a third party, so it protects you, protects us. So, but, yeah.
Which bank do you use?
We use Hamlin probably the most. There's this one page, one form. They have the highest yield interest rate, which isn't a whole lot right now on long-term CDs, but that's what they enrolled them into basically. And they, we don't guarantee the funeral price because the interest rate's changing and everything like that. Where a funeral trust has a different setup that way.
What's the average cost?
On a funeral and stuff. About the same as Ben. If it's a full funeral, you're looking at anywhere from $8,000-9,000 on up, and depending on what you're looking to do, your visitations, your merchandise that you want to buy and stuff. And every cemetery is different. We have one cemetery charges $1,000 for opening and closing. There's a couple that charge $1,300-1,200. There's some that only charge $650. So everybody's different and what they need to do to pay for all their expenses that they need. So
So if you prepay, and then when you're, who handles the, insurance then? You know, you buy the, what the heck's it called? My mind just went blank.
Like a life insurance policy and
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, if you have a life insurance policy, of course, with the way things are, if we're not beneficiary or owner of it, we're not allowed in privacy laws to fill out the paperwork. But if you get the paperwork, one of your family members, whoever they are, if it's there. Right, yeah, we help everybody fill them out and stuff.
Okay.
So that's one of the things we've done for a long time. We used to be able to do it for you, but being that they changed everything, most of the time people will bring in the paperwork, we just fill it out and have them sign it, so. It's not a problem for that, so. And then veterans forms, because everybody, there's a limited amount of stuff for veterans, but we help you fill out the forms on that too. DD 214s and to send in for anybody that was an active or discharged member of the military to be able to get their benefits for the county. Each county, Potter County gives 75, and King County gets 75 towards funeral as being a veteran of the.
If you have insurance policies and they're in your name as owner and your spouse as beneficiary, if you end up having to go to a nursing home, the first thing the nursing home wants you to do is cash in the insurance policies. As we get older, it's a prudent idea to look at your insurance policies and make sure that at least your children are the beneficiaries, not your husband and your wife, because at any time you guys can, you know, something could happen to you, you end up in a nursing home and you end up having problems with the nursing home. They give you some time, but a lot of times there's a 5-year look back on that kind of stuff, and the problem with even the burial trusts and the banks is if you end up in a nursing home and they're paying Medicaid and everything else and your funds have been depleted, after you spend all the money on your funeral, if there's money left over, that money is technically can go back to the state. There's a state recovery act that's out there that they can come and actually come ask you for the money that's left over.
So how do you avoid all that by things in your kids' names?
You really can't avoid that.
Government always wins a little.
You can set up trusts. There's trusts out that you can set up. I set a trust up back before when Donna first got sick, and we put my house and some funds into it, and that's protected. But as 401ks, they're not protected from nursing homes at all. Insurance policies aren't protected from them. They're going to exhaust every effort for you to pay for mom, dad, yourself, your wife, your husband till the end before they put you on Medicaid or Medicare or whatever. You're on Medicare, but you'd be on Medicaid then.
We just had a whole bunch of those lately with the differences and changes with the ownership of some of the nursing homes that wanted updated things, so they were asking us for pre-arrangement files and seeing where they were funded so that they could be sent in to update stuff on patients to prove that they were all good to go and stuff. So we had a bunch of those lately.
Steve,
Mm-hmm.
if you're cremated, can you have your ashes spread somewhere, or is there a law against that in Pennsylvania?
You can on private property if you own it and stuff. They don't prefer to have it on, if you do anything other than private property, it's considered littering.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was curious because you always see it in the movies.
Oh yeah,
you know,
TV's
and I just didn't know what
right.
PA law was.
Yeah, no, it's considered public littering. Yeah.
But if you scatter them on your property, just remember someday that property's going to be sold and it's going to be gone there too.
By that time, you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, you can, some people are actually burying on their own property, because in the townships.
You can actually bury a body when you're, I mean, you know, legally.
Yeah, we've done it several times. Some people in Eldred, we've done it here in Fort. I've done it in Raleigh, but the township doesn't have an ordinance that says you can't. So all you have to do is set it up. We tell people to deed your property so that people can go on it and your loved ones, and that way it's separate if it ever sold and left the family. So, yeah,
You want the area you want for your
Right.
cemetery.
Yeah, just a little portion of it. Stuff.
There you go.
There you go.
Buried by the pool with all
Buried
the
by
dogs.
buried.
That's where the dogs are all buried.
Oh, they're over by the doghouse.
I want to be buried with my dog.
All the dogs are by the pool, so we could eat off that part in our yard.
There you go, right? Yeah.
We have some books for you that, it just tells you.
It's kind of like
you can
putting
fill out, it
forward.
has your name and all the important information that your kids are gonna need. Big thing of this, talk to your kids, tell your kids what you're doing and what you wanna do. Get their input, whether you like it or not, or whether they like it or not, at least make sure they know what you want. Don't write it down and put it in the will, because by the time the will's read, you're all either cremated or buried or somewhere else.
I always tell you, fill out the form, put all your wishes in it, put a top sock for it.
Since last year, all of our kids have been on us.
Yeah.
Since the summer games.
Yeah, that's
They,
hit home pretty good.
yeah, and they in college. You got this done? You got that done?
After going through all this stuff, yeah.
It's-
Well, they're being very smart in that. You know, there's a perfect example, you just never know.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Too
quick
surprising.
life changes in front of you.
Well, then when I started telling them, they got upset. Why are you discussing all of that?
Well, you wanted to know.
You asked me to, that's right.
wanted to know.
Better to know than not know.
Right.
We had a family one time, it was one son, he was estranged from his dad. He died, and we had to come in to make arrangements and things, and I said, okay, well, where was your dad born? He goes, I don't know. Okay. Was your grandparents? Nope, never talked about them, I don't know. I mean, the difference in today's family dynamics is so strange. It makes our job a lot harder. So on the death certificate, it just said unknown in a lot of places because they just didn't get along. I've had some people at Senequin that have passed away, and the nursing home will call us and see if we have anything. And, you know, they said, well, they're from around this area, but they were put in here and they don't have anybody, or nobody's stepped up. And it's good to be able to have the kid's question, yeah, give them an answer. You know, my mom, she'll give me an answer. So.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey mom, what do you want done? Don't you cremate me.
I don't blame her.
And don't put me the right way in the cemetery because your dad's upside down and I don't want to be the right way and smell his feet for eternity. The cemetery, you're supposed to, the tradition is to face east as the sun rises. So in the Catholic cemetery, everybody's head is down the hill facing up. So my dad's wish was to be turned around, facing down the hill so he could see who's coming to visit. Okay. Mom's like, don't do me the right, turn me around too. The little thing, you know, like, really? But yeah, like I said before, if you're wanting to talk about it, don't shut that door down. Talk about it with your family, with your friends. You know, that way, if something did happen to the suburbs, you know, somebody will have an idea of some direction to go and where things are. And that's the most important thing. Is pre-arrangement. Like I said, is for the living more than it is for you to take care of things that they don't have or question. Sometimes we'll have people come in. Mom and Dad said they had everything done, never talked about it. They never had anything done. They just said, "Oh, we'll take care of it." No grave, no graves, no direction or anything. They have to go through everything and figure out what they got to do. So, even if you do a little bit of it, you don't have to do it all. Just a little bit of it.
Yeah, one step at a time.
Yep, taking steps.
You know, when you have to go through it to make all the decisions, it's really tough. It's an eye opener, so you really do want to try to help your kids out.
And the thing is, too, it's puts us in a bad situation because we have to get enough information to do what we need to do as a job. and it's a volatile time for everybody because emotions run out. And you're thinking about, all right, well, I got to find out what Uncle So-and-so was doing, and I'm getting Aunt So-and-so back, my brother's coming into town, you know. With that, you have less bearing on your mind of what needs to be done. It's more of an ease. So that's probably the best thing. Yep, exactly. Yes, sir.
I've noticed in the newspaper several months after someone has passed away, is that now a legal requirement that something be put in the paper concerning debts and who may owe the estate debts? And
Sometimes they'll put like an estate notice in the back,
right.
that part of it.
Right.
Yeah, they'll do that just because if there's any kind of legal
You only have to do that if you're setting up an estate.
estate with a lawyer and stuff. Usually the law office will do that. There's no rule that you have to have an obituary in the paper. The only thing you'll see once in a while is the coroner's office will post one for somebody if they have that they can't find anybody as a legal next of kin, so they're looking for people. They'll post a spot about that. There's no law that says you have to post an obituary.
But everyone has an estate, Bob, isn't that?
Not necessarily.
You have to have enough assets to be able to qualify.
When Donna died, all I had to do, I called the attorney that set up the trust, and they had it set up that everything came to me. Her life insurance came to me, so I didn't have to do anything. The house was mine, or the house is in the trust. Your insurance goes to whoever's the beneficiary. That's not part of your estate. If you have a house that you own, that could be part of the estate. And if you have lots of money or things that need to be sold or cars and stuff like that, it all depends on how much money is involved in it. Most of the time, estates start with property. If you have to transfer titles to property, the last person has passed away. Now, the property isn't in the kids' names or anything else, and now they have to deal with it. So in order for them to realize the money out of it, it has to go through the estate, because the government wants their money on it. So, and that's why you go to somebody like Lindsay Foster or some of the attorneys around here, and you set up an estate where things are protected as much as can be protected. I have a phone call with Lindsay tomorrow, changing some of the stuff on mine in order to protect Justin more and to protect Gloria and what have you down the road, and to make sure that things transfer peacefully between him and I. I'm just going to leave him with all the debt.
Most of the time, you don't see too many estate notices through spousal marriage because everything goes to the surviving spouse for the most part. So depending on how that's set up, things, and if there is a surviving spouse. So.
What if you want to have a viewing, but you want to be cremated? Do you rent caskets?
Yep, you can rent a casket. Of course, you have to have embalming to have a public viewing by state law in Pennsylvania. If it's a private viewing and you just come in, you wouldn't have to if it was just something quick. But yeah, that's usually what we do. And I would assume Ben's probably done a rental casket as well. So most places do nowadays with the trend coming up with more cremations and things. So yeah. Anything else?
So if one person is cremated, let's say I passed away before Shane and I wanted to be cremated. He doesn't want to be cremated.
Okay.
Can my ashes lay with him in the casket when it's his and we can just be buried together?
Yeah, you can do that as long as you don't tell the cemetery. they try to make two price burials out of it.
Yeah, they're going to try to get you for the second burial.
Yeah. But yeah, most of the time, if a lot of families will. You'd be surprised that happens quite often.
That'll only work because if Shane wants you in there. You know.
I'm going to have a choice. I'm going to come and get my stuff wrote down.
Okay.
And that can't be changed, right?
Well,
taken care of.
There's a paper called something of contrary intent. And if you sign that and indicate that these are my final wishes and I don't want anybody to change them at all, that can protect you that way.
Yeah, you get it notarized and stuff.
You have to sign that and get it notarized.
Otherwise, it's, okay, so it's all paid for, can, like, let's say one of the kids doesn't like us, and decides that, you know, we paid X amount of dollars for our services, and can they say, you know, look, I just want cremated, do they get,
Technically,
Can
they
they get the money
can't
back?
change that. If you sign that contrary intent, they can't change that because you've said these are my wishes. But if you don't sign it, yeah, they can change anything they want because they're legally the next of, here, this is what your mother and father, this is what your mother and father wanted us to do.
and even though it's already paid for, they could, if we don't sign that paper.
Technically.
My mom's passed. Had a grave. Had right a day off. Oh, we had a cat. My brother's name is
I won't tell. To outer space.
I don't know if it's done that yet. There was something about that on SpaceX.
My brother was trying to do that.
There was a company that will fly you up and they have a plane and they'll eject you out over the ocean and stuff.
That's literary too.
Do we have any of
Well,
the
but-
actual,
But you burned up before you.
natural burials?
Oh, well,
You're
I've been
not
out of
in the
space, man.
atmosphere.
They just be scattered all over.
I see a
There is a
lot of
company, I had
that.
one guy, I had to look it up for him and then he changed his mind.
There's none around here
Green,
that I
you
know
want
of.
to be shot off in a shell and there's actually a
Green
company
cemetery.
that you can be packed into an artillery shell.
What's
I thought
Green
that's
cemetery.
wrong with a bang.
They were talking about.
There's, when it comes to cremation, there's all kinds of crazy stuff nowadays.
Burials.
I actually have some, one family went to the ocean and they had mom and dad put in these, I bought these, found these biodegradable, they're almost like sand dollars.
Where's
They
all
put their
that
ashes
stuff?
in and use it like felt glue for like fabric.
He was saying people
You
were
take them out so far in the ocean, you
just
let
got
them go.
put in the ground, there's no casket or nothing else. But he was saying if you have like cancer, you have chemotherapy and radiation and everything, so you just get wrapped up and put in the ground, and then when you're
Under the tree, they love you on the
decaying,
property.
where's all
If they
that
wanted to do something like
toxicity
that.
going?
Not that I do, but.
So,
Right.
so
I
the
know
children
that,
you
I
could
know
bury
that
somebody
they green
not even in
buried
a
somewhere
casket.
in Colorado, because I read about
Yeah.
it.
They call it green burials. There's
The
actually cemeteries that do it.
Yep.
They put you in like a burlap bag, no wall or nothing,
Right.
and take you out. The cemetery designed it so
I know they
it's
came up,
so
there's this buried up on the
no
hill.
headstones about it.
Right.
So they dig out, they have a little GPS map.
But,
So they dig out where they're gonna be, but you cover you up water with GPS.
and there's the compost, use the compost.
Yeah, nothing in water. Yeah.
Send down to Washington.
Now they're doing
Down to that is compost.
You know, growing on the tree. How do you know it's you you're
place
getting
out in
back?
Wyoming.
Cemetery.
Huge
Yeah.
building.
They have those pods
and
that
these
you
giant
can put the
box.
cremation in.
Yeah, there would be one.
After about
Chuck a
4
tree
years.
in it, it'll
Then they
grow.
give you back a burlap bag and you go plant with them.
Ew.
It's crazy. Yeah, now they're doing, what is it, hydrolysis is the new thing they're coming out with since they're saying
There's always
irrigation
something,
is
you
too
know,
much
you
on the
don't ask
environment,
for
we're burning fuel and all that stuff. So now they're doing water hydrolysis. And it's basically pressure chemistry. And the end result is the same as kind of like creation, but it's all condensed down. Yeah. It's another option. They're starting to do it.
Vacation down knowing I'm getting in the car.
Just don't come out and get me. Good to go.
I want to raise something that everybody's looking at and saying, oh.
I had a guy the other day said he wanted to do weekend burnings if I could do this one.
Tell them the story about the bear.
The bear.
Yeah, the bear in the casket.
What?
I don't remember that one.
Remember the stuffed bear?
Oh, yeah.
Nobody wants to.
I was there for that.
Yeah, you were working with us then.
Walked off.
We had a family and the gentleman had Alzheimer's and passed away and we had viewing and he had this favorite bear he had and it would talk. It would say, hey, how are you? How was your trip? And then all these speaking things that had a motion sensor. And that was going with him in the casket. So we put it in the casket, we go to church with it, and we hear, how are you? Palmers are like, there's something we need to know. It's just a bear, dude. It's all right.
Got to the cemetery, and just as we were putting them up on top of the
put him in the
vault,
vault.
it said, road trip.
That broke that. I thought Father was going to do it. He lost it. It was funny. Then the guy with the watch, because he had macular degeneration so bad he couldn't see, so his watch worked. The time is 2 o'clock. The time is now 2:30. And they said, "No, leave it on. We don't know how to turn it off." It was all okay. Whatever you want to do. So like during the visitation, it go off. Everybody laughed. Close the casket. We had the funeral. I said to the preacher, I says, "Well, you're on the carpet now, just so you know what's going on. You're getting called out." So,
Well, don't put things in Grandpa's pocket if you're going to the crematory.
yeah, that was
Guy put shotgun shells.
Yeah, one guy was a hooker.
Oh,
Yeah, he was going to be cremated. His brother put a shell in his pocket, unbeknownst to us, and he went to the crematory. And after he told us, "Oh, I forgot, I gave him a good send off with a shell." We were called the crematory. "Oh, that's what that bang was." Okay. Yeah, I was like, "Oh boy, dodged the bullet literally on that one." So, yeah, you gotta. There's all kinds of stuff. It's an adventure every time.
Where's the crematory?
The one we use, Ben has his own facility. We use Bradford Crematory. It's over by the off the exit off of where the Army's exit is over there. Over towards Kendall, Kendall that way.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been using it. Actually, that was my old boss I used to work for. He started that when he retired and stuff, so I had a good working relationship with him. Since he owned it, now his son. I used to yell at his son to get off the couch and quit sleeping all the time when he worked visitation because he was kind of I pick at him all the time. So he runs it now. He's like, "Yeah, I'm glad you just put the hand down."
So does anybody have any other questions for either or all? We have 3 funeral directors here.
Curly, Larry, and Mo.
Any questions that you have? Larry.
The nice thing is, most of the time when you see us, we're on our work clothes, so to speak. So, it's nice to be able to talk about things without it being a solemn event. You can joke about things and be lighthearted and get questions and answers. We had one lady say one time, "You guys are kind of fun. You put the FUN fun in funeral." I said, "Well, thank you. I like that." You can say that. So, yeah. The time is 1:30.
Time is 1:30, right? So I'm going to just make a couple observations, and then I'm going to put in my plug. So the first thing is,
I just thought this was a funeral.
you came to listen to anybody but me. You're stuck with me on Sunday mornings. So as you could hear, you had a lot of good questions, and a lot of those questions dealt with issues about financing. Now, the third program that we're going to put together, which will be probably in another month, will be to deal with some financial issues. And we're going to carefully put that together. And so it very well could be that you could see these guys again, because we may call on them again to discuss finances, as well as a conversation by Ty Baylon, so that the financial questions you can hone in a little closer. But the second observation is that when listening to all 3 of them, I think you can sense that they're conscientious people, they're kind people, and they're willing to answer questions for you. And so oftentimes people get really frightened of funeral directors, and they don't want to ask the questions. And I think these 3 guys make that, and Dylan as well, make this pretty easy to do. And the third thing I want to mention is that I've had experiences with Bob
and I've had experiences with Ben, with some very unique funerals. In fact, today when I had to call Ben about something, I said, well, I just want to be like our one family. I want to call you every day 3 times. Because what happened? 7. Because the families take a lot of pride in making sure that all the details of their loved one's funeral is arranged. And in the case that we were smiling about, the family had planned this funeral. The gentleman had planned this funeral in great detail. And so it wasn't that we were trying to make decisions as much as we were trying to honor all the things that the person asked. The other one that I had with Bob was that the person had a 6 or 7 page handwritten document that included all the hymns, everything they wanted, the different kind of prayers, and then there was the other one, and I forget who I was working this funeral with, but this particular person actually had taped his own eulogy. And so his family had a tape, and every 3 to 5 years he would update his eulogy. And so we actually had the opportunity to play some of his eulogy for people to hear. Now those are things that are often done with the funeral director or with the minister. And so what I say to parishioners, and I've been doing it for 39 years now, if you want to plan your funeral, I'm willing to help you plan your funeral and help you plan the music that you want, the scripture that you want, because oftentimes what happens when I'm meeting with the family is you say, do you have any favorite scriptures? Don't know them. Do you have any favorite songs? Just Amazing Grace. And yet there are other songs that people absolutely love. So your minister, whoever that is at any given time, you can call on them to be an ally to help you with that, and then share that with your children so that when the time comes, that service goes smoothly, much smoother than it would otherwise for your family. So anybody have any questions about that part? Okay, well then, I think we're done for this evening. We have documents here from Ben, we have documents here from Bob, and we have pens here as well. We have cookies that need to get taken home. We have some pizza that needs to go home. And so be sure to holler and we'll get you some cookies, different things. You ready for another piece of pizza?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. She wants cookies, okay.
Pastor.
Yes.
On behalf of everyone, thank you so much for doing all this organization. And thank the gentleman over there for all your wise words.
Thank you for having us. Let's close with a word of prayer. This is a room filled with Christian people. And I would be amiss if we didn't close with prayer.
Or maybe we could do a Zoom meeting or something.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to work with these professionals who step in the midst of grief and in the midst of sadness in people's lives and do all that they can do to make those times more acceptable and more comforting to families. And so now, as we go our separate ways, we give thanks that we could gather here together today. Amen. Also, the cookie makers. Bev, wave your hand, and then we've got Laura, wave your hand. So there are the cookie makers. And then,
Yes.
and then Joyce and Sarah made them. All right.